gluten morning, bread buddies. I hope you've had a beautiful week. I really feel like the weather is completely here to stay now, which is amazing. We're doing another dinner with dad episode today. So instead of a vlog, my dad's going to come round and we're going to cook dinner together. I've done this a few times now and you guys seem to really like it. Let me know in the comments as well if you are enjoying these series. But every now and then my dad will come over and we'll either decide something together that we want to make, or he'll tell me something that we want to make, or I'll surprise him with something that we want to make. And in the last episode that we did, which was the salmon teriyaki bowl, I'll put the link here to that, we decided that the next thing that we would do is brinner. He loves breakfast for dinner. Bubble and squeak is one of his favourite things ever. I swear he'll just make a roast purely so he can have bubble and squeak the next day. So we decided we would do brinner. We're going to go to the shops now, buy everything that we need to be able to do it. We are doing a really bougie version of it as well. Let me get my list to share what we're going to make. So my plan is he's going to bring some bits from a leftover roast that he had, or stuff that he might have made specially for this, but I think it was a leftover roast. So he's going to bring bits needed to do the bubble and squeak element that he really loves. So we're going to have bubble and squeak as the hashy, carby kind of element. If it was me doing brinner, I personally wouldn't do bubble and squeak. I would have hash browns. I love hash browns so much. We're going to learn from him how he does his bubble and squeak. We're going to do some really bougie garlic mushrooms. It's wild garlic season, so we're going to go pick some wild garlic and then we can put those in with the mushrooms and with some chives and parsley. Be delicious. And then we're going to do a really fun fried egg where we're going to brown some butter, crisp up some sage and sprinkle in some haggis and then crack the fried egg into that to be a brown butter sage haggis fried egg. I've done that before and I've had leftover haggis. It is so good. And then we're going to do big pigs in blankets as a bacon and sausage element. And then we're going to do some pimped up beans as well. That's the plan. We're going to head to the shops now, buy all the ingredients that we need to be able to do this. So let's get going. Oh, if you're wondering about the car situation, oh, that's handy, there's a trolley right here. Why would you not just put it in there? It's like that, they're putting the trolley back theory, that if you don't put your trolley back when you're at the supermarket, essentially you're a terrible human. And that, I think, is worse. Why wouldn't you just put it in? If you're wondering about the car situation there, no, I don't have a nice fancy new car. That's Lawrence's. He has a nice fancy car. And I left my car at the station the other day, couldn't be bothered to get it yet, so I get to drive his, which is quite nice. But we are here at the mothership. Let's go buy the bits that we need. These aren't for now, but I'm going to get some cadrons. They are my favourite thing ever, and I swear the only supermarkets that I can ever find them in is Waitrose and the big Sainsbury's. I love them so much. I get really annoyed when I go to a restaurant and I see them on the menu £5-6 when they cost £1.50 to buy, and all you do is cook them in some olive oil with a bit of salt and pepper. So easy to do, so delicious. Let's go get some herbs. So Handy actually needed some chives, so we'll get some chives. That's to go in the mushrooms. Also wanted some parsley to go in the mushrooms. We have flat leaf here, and then some sage for the eggs, all those bits. And then these here, oh, and it's saved 20% as well. I love these mushrooms so much. Whenever I come to Waitrose, I always get these. They're just a little bit more special and fancy, so we'll get a couple of packs of those. I actually don't think my dad likes mushrooms at all, but I do, and any leftovers I'll be able to have, so not a problem. Do I get some other ones as well, like some chestnuts? What else do we have? We have some shiitake ones here. Oh, they're interesting. Maybe I'll get some of those as well. 3 packs of mushrooms. They do cook down a lot. We'll get those as well. He said he needed some greens, the bubble and squeak as well. We've got some Brussels here, reduced, so we'll get those. I also wanted to see if I could get carelettes. I don't know if you've ever had them before, but I'd imagine Waitrose is a place that would stock them, and they're so cute. They're like little florets of kales. They're so nice, but I don't think they have any. No, I don't think they have carelettes here, which is a shame. I'm trying to think what other veg he may want to have for bubble and squeak. I think I'm trying to think if I should get a cabbage like this or some Savoy cabbage. That might work quite nicely actually. I think that, a Savoy cabbage and bubble and squeak could be quite good. We'll get that. Okay, we need some sausages. I'm actually thinking of doing chipolatas. So they're nice and small, wrapped in bacon. And I've got bacon in the freezer at home already, so we can use that. I did want to put haggis in this as well, but I can't see that they've got any, which is a shame. They do have black pudding, but I know that my dad isn't a massive fan of that. So I'm trying to think if I should pop to Morrison's to get some haggis. Let's ask first if they have something. Hi, do you know if you've got any haggis? Oh, amazing. They have haggis. Fine. Thanks. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. That's perfect. We have a haggis, which is great. So you get like this bit here. So this is the traditional. What's this one? I think this is the vegetarian. So there's quite a lot here, and I'm only going to crumble that into a fried egg, so maybe getting those instead, because that's like 95 for these 2 bits instead of a huge bit of haggis. That I like haggis, but I don't think I would make my way through that, so I think we'll do this instead. But I'm thinking, is that enough? I want there to be enough haggis crumbled in. Literally in that short walk from here to the trolley, I've decided no, we'll go for this big one because we'll be able to make something with that. This in a toasty will be really good, so we'll go for this one. Always have to pick up a couple of these when we come in. So my dad isn't a massive dessert person, however he loves Ben & Jerry's fish food, and actually it's also on offer for £3.75. I am so happy with that because I think a bowl of that, I was planning on making some cookies actually for our warm space in the village, so I might do like some cookies crumbled with the Ben & Jerry's fish food. He'll be very happy with that. Okay, that's everything. This is going to do for like 4 of us as well. This is my dad, his partner and Lawrence too, so we're going to have plenty of food, I think. I do feel like this is going to be a really good Dinner with Dad episode. He is so excited to be showing you guys how he does his double and squeak, and I think it's a bit of a fun one. It's a little bit less serious, which is quite good. So we'll get this back, and then tomorrow we'll go pick some wild garlic for the mushrooms. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, right, it's the next day. I'm just walking to the small bit of wild garlic that we have in our village. If there's enough there, we'll take some for later on. But if there's not, because whenever you're foraging, it's always good to try and keep 80% of what's there naturally for nature. But I'm at the spot and here it is. So all of this is wild garlic, and it's, well, let me put you this way out of the sun. It's so in abundance, there's so much here. So we're gonna pick a handful or so of this, we'll get it back home, give it a little rinse and a dry off. Also when you forage, if you're interested in foraging, always try and find patches that are away directly from roadsides. So this is in a little churchyard and it's absolutely fine, but if it's right by the roadside, I probably wouldn't go for it. And obviously make sure you clean it really well as well, because it's a prime dog copping leg location here. That there is all we really need. Left plenty for either other people or for nature. Now we'll go to the village shop and also see if we can get some duck eggs. Oh, and if you want to find wild garlic, you can tell what it is through the leaves, but also through the smell. It smells so much like garlic that if you're ever unsure if it is or isn't, if you're thinking that, it isn't. Because if you smelt it, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's wild garlic for sure. I don't think I said actually, I need to pop to the village shop because I remembered yesterday that I forgot to pick up baked beans, and I do have the stuff in the cupboards to be able to make from scratch baked beans, but I think, and tell me in the comments if you agree with this or not, I think it's sometimes a little bit more interesting or helpful. It's more helpful to see taking a basic ingredient that you already have in your cupboards, like baked beans, and turning it into something different or pimping it up, rather than going, well, we're going to make this from scratch, and you have to have like loads of different ingredients to be able to do it. With what we're doing with the beans, you can chuck anything in it. So let me know what you think, if you'd rather actually be seeing things from scratch, or if what I'm doing is what you want to be seeing as well, because I'd be very interested to know. There's also a house in our village that sells eggs on the side of their house. Our chickens are now laying so well because the weather's good, but this house sometimes has duck eggs, and I thought it might be quite fun to pick up duck eggs for tonight instead. And they do have, oh my god, and they fell over. They have 1 duck egg. Would have been nice to maybe have more, but they're 50p each. So they charge, I'll show you. So we've got this little station here, which is just so cute. So you put the money, there's a little slot in this bit here, and then There you've got duck eggs, 50p each for those, and then normal eggs, £1.50. I'm gonna go to the shop first, get the beans, and I think I'll get that one duck egg because I'll have that for breakfast tomorrow instead. Baked beans, cool. We have your classic Heinz, we also have Branston's. The Branston's are quite a lot cheaper, so we'll get a couple of those. I'm just gonna get everything into sections now of what we need for where. So we've got our baked beans. We're gonna do those with, we've got some curry paste in the fridge that needs using up from when we did the dinner party with my parent-in-laws. Parent-in-laws? Yeah. So I was thinking of doing these with that curry paste. We've got some onions here in the fridge that need to be used up, so I'll slice those up. We've got some ginger garlic. We'll put those in a pan, cook those down. I think that's it that we'll put in the beans, like ginger, garlic, onion, the curry paste. I did briefly consider putting some coconut milk, not more like coconut cream in it, to make it a creamy one. So we do have quite a few tins of this, and I think if we're going down a curry route, that could be quite nice. I'll get people's opinions on if they think that would be good. And then we have our wild garlic. So I'm just gonna put things in sections here on the counter ready. We have our eggs, so we put those with, what are we doing that with? We're doing sage. The haggis is still in the fridge. I'll leave that for a bit. And then butter, obviously, we'll use that. So we have that. What else? The wild garlic with the mushrooms. So we have all of this. So those 3 packs of mushrooms, wild garlic, and the herbs. Oh, I need to rinse that off first as well. But we have our chives and parsley ready for that. And then we have our Brussels sprouts and cabbage ready for the bubble and squeak as well. My dad's bringing stuffing and Yorkshire puddings. So I think that's everything. I might make little post-its and put things on here so I don't forget what things are. But we'll rinse this off and then we're ready to go. Right, here's everything laid out. I put little post-its on as well. We have our herby mushrooms, the curry beans, we have the sage, haggis, brown butter, eggy, and then bubs and squeak there. I've also made my dad a sourdough loaf. He does make his own sourdough, but him and his partner have been away for a little while, and I thought he might not have any fresh bread in the house. So I thought whilst I was making us a loaf, I would do him one as well. So I'll put that in a bag for him. Everything's here, ready to go. Dad's here now. For people that are new to Dinner with Dad, do you want to give them a little intro? You're my dad, but do you want to give them an intro as to who you are, and do we get you to do one maybe food fact about yourself?
Food fact?
Yeah.
So I'm Hope's dad. I always have been from birth. She was an incredibly annoying child, incredibly industrious.
Rude. What's your name though?
Sorry, yeah, it's Dad. No, it's David. That which demonstrates how old I am, because only Davids have names when they're 50s and 60s. And of course, now I've just hit my 50s, you can tell I'm a David.
You are, yeah, he is a David. Yeah. Never Dave. Don't say in the comments Dave.
No, don't. We can do, but then I'll find out where you live and I'll kill you.
Oh my god, so aggressive. What's let's get into one food fact.
Food fact, what would be your last meal?
Oh, okay, go on. So what's yours then?
That is on the assumption that you're going to die, so it doesn't matter the impact.
So it's not like a desert island meal, it's like a full-on death row meal.
It's got to be a curry. It's always going to be a curry.
Do you think?
Because curries generally make you feel bad afterwards, so then it doesn't matter.
Having the problems the next day, yeah, non-existent.
Yes, exactly. Oh, a nice dal. My friend Mark, who will make dals, we went to a fabulous curry restaurant which is in Baton Street in Soho. So we went in there and it had the dal on there. Mark said to me, he said, "Is your dal a proper one? As in, it takes 24 hours to eat?" And I said, "Yes, it is." He said, "Well, I'll let you know what it's like when I eat it." And we ordered it. It was fantastic.
Really? And Mark's dad's Indian? Pakistani, so yes. Mark knows good Indian food.
Does,
so
yes.
That does bode well. Oh yeah, I don't know what mine would be, because I guess I always crave sushi. So I think it would probably just default to being sushi because that's just my favourite thing I'll always crave. So let me talk you through what we're going to be doing. For the meat element, I thought pigs in blankets. So instead of just doing like sausages and bacon, we'll do pigs in blankets. Dad has brought his leftover stuffing balls, one singular Yorkshire.
Yeah, there's not many left.
To do the bubble and squeak, right? So we'll do pigs in blankets. You're going to teach us how to do bubble and squeak because that's your thing, you love it, you do it all the time. So we'll do your bubble and squeak. And then other bits that we're going to do some like herby mushrooms. No, you're not a massive fan of it, but Jen, Dad's partner, she loves them. And Lawrence and I love them, so it's fine. And then beans, we're going to do pimped beans.
What are you using Branston?
Because they're the cheapest in the shop.
Oh, fair enough.
And actually, I have heard good things about Branston ones.
Yeah, nice.
Apparently they're really good. But I thought we could do curry Branston baked beans because I have this curry paste. We're going to do a brown butter sage fried egg with haggis crumbled into it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, should we get started?
So this will take a while, so we've got to caramelize the onion.
Let's get that on. So caramelising the onion first. We've got all of these onions here that need to be used up anyway.
Oh, okay.
So we can use those. What kind of pan do you need?
Big frying pan.
This one? So we're gonna soften some onions in here first with a little bit of olive oil, butter. We'll do butter.
I did a cooking course at the Mammal many years ago, and the big thing that came out of it is that you don't have to put onions into a pan that's already raring to go. You can just put them in cold.
Oh really?
Yeah, same with potatoes. Because we're going to caramelise them, we want to cook very slowly.
So how long would you say that you would normally leave them to be cooking down?
Like 10 minutes or so. But then if you have some balsamic vinegar, sweet with a bit more punch as well.
Sweet, a bit of sharpness to it as well. Right, so we'll get some butter into this pan and then we'll add in the chopped onions. And then whilst that's being prepped, I will start wrapping these in bacon. And we'll come back to you in a second. A little update for you. We have the cabbage in here. Oh, say what you were saying about ideally this wouldn't be fresh. The whole point is bubble and squeak.
The problem is we ate all the roast dinner. So there isn't hardly any leftovers apart from the single Yorkshire and stuffing. So you'd ideally do with stuff that has been cooked, but because we haven't, we'll just fry off a little bit of cabbage in here. But also then you microwave what everybody seems to hate, Brussels sprouts. Do you cook the Brussels sprouts and do them in soy?
Bit of honey, bacon, soy. So I just think when people don't like Brussels sprouts, I think they are just like mushy, overcooked kind of things, which actually these are borderlining now. I shouldn't have microwaved them for 3 minutes. So we've got the cooked cabbage, and I've put the pigs in blankets in the oven now as well.
So I'm going to add the chopped stuffing, which is just your standard stuffing, sage and onion, with some extra sage, but I also put a bit of garlic in it. I like it to be a bit stinky. And then the Yorkshire. We do our stuffing in the same sort of way. I've posted a video on how I've done my stuffing before, so I'll link that below. It's so simple. Obviously, the Paxo, I'm a firm believer of there is a time and place for absolutely everything. Sometimes you do just want a Paxo. Sometimes you do. But we do make our own, and it is so simple. It's literally just bread, sage, an egg, onion. So we've got really finely chopped Brussels in here, cabbage. Potatoes now.
Leftover roast potatoes, and you want those chopped up quite finely as well?
Yes, please. Because the idea is we want it to start not burning, but yet really toasty on the bottom, yes.
Right, so here's our bubble and squeak check.
See, it's sort of sticking underneath, which is what we want, to get it nice and crispy. And as long as you do it slowly, it won't burn. You just want the crispiness. I mean, you could eat this now, but I like to have all those crispy little bits. It's just all about pushing it down, isn't it, really? And
having a wooden spoon, I think, because we quite like having silicone spoons. We've got our bubble and squeak pretty much done. The pigs and blankets done. I'm going to also crisp up some of the haggis so that we can, because my thinking with the haggis is I'll brown off some butter in this pan, add some sage to it, so it's brown butter and sage. Then we can crack the eggs in, it's like closer to serving, and crumble in the crispy cooked haggis. And also we will get the mushrooms on as well. Do you want to put some olive oil in that pan? I always do a blend of butter and olive oil. That's just my preference with cooking. I like the blend of the two. I think you get creaminess from the butter, and then you get like a good mouthfeel and oiliness, fattiness from the olive oil.
I still can't understand how this works. So.
Dad's not very good with the induction hobs. So I've got the haggis on the tray with the sausages and bacon. That'll just go into the oven now to crisp up. And so we've got that cooking, and then we're just going to throw mushrooms in there. These big ones we're going to slice up a little bit, but the smaller ones will keep the same size. Mushrooms cook down loads as well, so it's fine. And then, do you want to chop up finally some of this parsley, chives, and I went and picked some wild garlic. So I got some of the wild garlic that we picked earlier. So pretty much there, we need to do the beans, but that's just putting them in the pan with that curry paste really, and doing the eggs. Mushrooms cooking down there, and then we've got the finely chopped herbs, wild garlic, chives, parsley, and then we're just going to add those in, give it a little bit of a season, and they're done. You say this is done now?
This is pretty much done, but we can leave it for a little bit until everything else is done.
Perfect. This also is pretty much done. Sausage is looking good. So the last thing that we're going to do is just get the baked beans into here and just do a little bit of a pimp up. I'm going to get a little bit of olive oil in here, and then a little bit of garlic and chilli paste. and add that in, along with some of the curry paste. You said, oh, the chilli flakes.
There's a lot of flavours, and I want to have this just a bit more strength, so I'm just putting a bit of Dijon in here, because we both like flavoursome foods. I'm just going to put some of this into here, but not much.
Right, go in with this curry paste first. Cook that out a little bit, add in the beans. Beans done.
So what are we doing for the eggs in here?
So for the eggs in here, I've put in some salted butter, and we're just going to brown it off, which gives it a nice nutty edge to it.
Why do you use salted butter rather than just...
I always have salted butter. I bake with salted butter because I think a little bit of salt.
What, even if you put it in the bread, you use salted butter?
Yeah.
Really?
My enriched dough, I always have salted butter. Cakes, cookies, everything. I'll always use salted butter. I do like salt a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Salt is like my favourite thing. Right, so, and then we're going to put sage in here. So we've got brown butter now, and I'm just going to chop up some sage finely. We're at the final bits now. This is like everything's coming together. So I'm just going to sprinkle sage into the butter and it will crisp up. And then we can crack our eggs straight into there. Oh, actually, can you get me the tray with the oven with the haggis on, so we're ready to sprinkle that in. There is a lot of pans.
Yeah.
This can just sit on here and then we can go straight in. So we're going to crack 4 eggs in.
From the garden.
From the garden, from the chicken. So I'm just going to sprinkle that cooked haggis into the whites of the egg. We are ready.
Wow, did you make this?
Oh, yes, for you!
That is amazing.
I love seeing your reaction to my sourdoughs.
You make me feel so inadequate. I used to be great at making sourdough, and then I see you as a student has become the master.
I did think to myself, because you guys have been away, you might not have had a fresh loaf. I thought I'd make one for you. So, we are ready to plate up. How do you want to plate these up?
Well, if I'm on my own, it just gets piled up with as much food as possible. But if I'm doing it for other people, the bubbling sweet would go on first, and the egg on top, and then I dribble some of the baked beans over the top, and then put the sausages down here. So kind of like posh.
I'll do like it in segments. So, how about this? Why don't you plate up 2 in your style? I'll plate up 2 in my style, and then we'll let our bread buddies tell us which ones they prefer. So you're going to tell us which ones in the comments is the better one. So you're going in the middle. This looks so good and crispy. Right, because I want to win, I'm going to give you the broken one. Also, I'm going to take the better looking sausages as well.
Would we say that you're competitive?
If anyone saw me on MasterChef, they may know that I am a touch competitive. So I'm going to do a little bit of black pepper over that. Mushrooms.
This doesn't look dripping over my
I'm
presentation.
not! Oh, sorry.
No, you just...
Secret weapon on mine. And the final thing that I'm going to put on mine is a little bit of...
Was that furikake?
Yeah.
So you're cheating.
I did not limit you with your decorating skills.
They both don't look very good, because you kept knocking them, and I had to wipe all your messy leftovers.
So this is Dad's, David's, and then this is my one.
I want to point out she's cheated by putting extra things on these,
As
which
if
I didn't have.
I did not limit you with what you could or couldn't put on it. The world is your oyster. You guys need to let us know which one you prefer. A, David's. B,
You just destroyed
mine.
mine even more. Look, everything's just falling off.
oh, shame. There we go. Right, let's eat. What do you
This
think?
is terrific.
Yeah?
This is terrific.
Would you do anything differently?
I do anything differently. I wouldn't let you serve your food over the top of mine, so you dripped all over mine.
A very good dinner with Dad. Do we have a request for the next one?
Well, I really like Thai food, so you can make some Thai.
Oh, next dinner with Dad, we're going to do Thai.
Cheerio.
You have to say very good.
Oh, what?
You can say very good.
Very good.
Very good.